crafters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm G, and so happy that you've joined us today. We are going to create 2 swing cards. Now, these cards are so easy to make, but boy, do they make a statement. So let's head down to the crafting table and let's get started. So this is the card that we are going to make. Now look at this. It swings out. How pretty is that? Now for this first card, we are going to use this stamp set, Desert Details, because I'm feeling a little Southwest today. So this has some beautiful stamps and a beautiful flower in it. So grab your base card. Now your base card is just a normal base card. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. But remember, you can head on over to creativemomentsbyg.com and click on my blog to get the measurements. Now, once that you have your base card done, you want to make sure and cut a mat. Now, we have selected this mat, and we're just adding it to the front of our card. Now, if you're like me, many of you are in a hurry and you want to make a quick card, but you want to make a statement, this is one of those cards. It can solve that problem because it is very fast, and really, you can decorate it as much or as little as you want. Now, the next thing we need to do is cut out an opening right here. So go ahead and grab your circle or your rectangle. I'm going to grab a rectangle. And what's important here is this will be off center. So you need to go ahead and put about a 1/2 inch on this side, so you will have more. So go ahead and just get that centered, top and bottom, and then bring it over more to the right-hand side. And this is the way it's going to look. Now we're going to bring in our boss and we're going to just get this cut out. So you need to make sure and open up your card flat and run it through your machine. You can save this for another card, right? You are going to love this swing card. Now we're going to bring in our trimmer because we need to make the inside mechanism. We're taking a piece of paper that is 5 by 8, and we're going to score it at 2, 4, and 6. Now just lay this flat on your design table, and we're going to fold back. We're going to fold this one, and then we're going to fold this one back, just like this. So go ahead and use your bone folder. And it creates something just like this. So now let's get this laid down into our card so you can see how easy it is to do this. Now, this one is going right here, and that's what you're going to see. When it closes, you will see this. So you do see a crease line. You see your score line, not to worry. You're supposed to see that. But when you lay this down, you want to make sure and not have any glue here. So go ahead and turn your paper over, and you're going to just lay your glue right here in a U shape. Now, you can use glue or you can use a tape runner. We are going to use a tape runner. So I'm just taking this like this. I'm putting tape right here on the outer edge and the 2 sides. Now we are just making sure that this goes right up against the fold, and you leave the same border on top and bottom. Now, to get this over here, all we have to do is open it up and flatten it out. And now you can put your tape runner and use tape all around this area right here. So let's just go ahead and do that one more time. So we have this taped. You're going to fold it over right here on this score line and put your tape here and press it down. And there we have it. Now, you'll need to come in with your bone folder and really give this a good crease. So that it does shut. Now, it will pop open just a little bit, but that's okay. Look at that. How pretty is that? The next thing we want to do is decorate our panel that's going right here. So I'm bringing in my panel, and I'm going to bring in a piece of paper so I don't get my table messy. And I am going to stamp this beautiful flower. Now I'm going to use Cajun Craze, and even though it's a distinctive stamp, that's what we call it, tap, 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 I'm going to color it just a little bit. So I'm going to stamp it right here. Oh, gorgeous. Now I'm going to bring in my sentiment because I want to make sure I have enough room for my sentiment. And I'm going to stamp that in black. Now I wanted to stamp my sentiment because I want to bring in some green leaves. So we're going to use Old Olive for our leaves. And I'm just going to color the inside of our leaves with some light Granny Apple. And now I'm going to bring in dark petal pink, and I'm going to color just a little bit on the flowers, just to give them some more depth. And look at that. Isn't that pretty? And now we need to put our 2 panels down. So I've cut 2 panels, and we're just going to lay those down right in this area, right on the inside of the card. And we have selected some coordinating colors just to give it more of that Southwest flair. And now we're going to come back in, and we are going to put this, our sentiment, right back in here, but we're only adding glue on the right-hand side. Because you want to make sure that your card opens, and if you put it over here, it will not open. So only put your glue on the right-hand side. And look at that. Look at that swing card. Just perfect. Now, you can go ahead and cut out some flowers, put some leaves up here, however you want to decorate it. But for just a very simple, quick card, you have plenty of room to write your sentiment here. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and lay another mat on the back so that you could write more if you needed to do that. Very simple card to make, but makes such a statement and is one of those cards that people will leave sitting up on their desk. But let's go ahead and move into our second card. On our second card, we're going to use the sentiment from Covered in Sunshine, and we're going to use some beautiful DSP. Now, we already have our base card, we have our inside mechanism, and we have our mat. Look at that beautiful color. So pretty. And remember, I'm going to list all the supplies and materials below this video Just click on View More or Description and you'll be able to get any supplies that you want. I know you're going to fall in love with the DSP because it is so pretty. So let's go ahead and lay that down. And let's get the top part cut out. So we are going to once again lay this right down closer to the right hand side, but center it between the top and the bottom. Okay. We're going to open it up and run it through our boss, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're just popping this out, saving that for another card. And look at that. Just perfect. Now we've done a little something different with this particular card. We went ahead and we took one size larger on the rectangle and we are creating a frame. So I like to put it down just like this and then tape it right into position. Because that way, if you want to make multiple cards and have multiple frames, it's very easy to go ahead and just make multiple frames using this. And it also places this perfectly on the inside. So we went ahead and we cut out this beautiful frame. Now let's go ahead and create our inside mechanism. Remember, this is 5 by 8 and we're going to score it at 2, 4, and 6. We are going to put this flat on our work area and we're going to fold over to the right. Go ahead and crease it. We're going to fold this score line back. And then we take this top one and we fold it back too. So go ahead and crease it. And this gives us our square that we need, or our Z fold. And now the way we do this is we're just going to lay this side down right against the edge, and we're going to put tape or glue right here just on the outer edges, not over by the score line, just right here. So let's go ahead and grab our tape runner. Just put it on the outside, not by the score line. Now we're going to line it up right into the score line on your base card. Make sure the distance is the same from the top and the bottom. And there we have it. Now, remember how we lay this down to get it exactly in the right place. So we are going to just fold it over. And we're going to put glue on the inside right here on all sides. So I'm using my tape runner. And look at this. Now, once you get this folded, you will probably need to go back in with your bone folder and really give that a good crease. And there we have it. Now remember I said that we created a frame, so we're going to go ahead and lay this down right over, and look how pretty that looks. That's just a little bit extra that you can do if you have the time. So let's go ahead and get our glue on the back of this frame. Now we went ahead and we stamped this beautiful sentiment. Look at this. We are going to add our panels first, and we've just selected a coordinating color. And now we are going to add this to the inside. Remember, you only put glue on this colored panel right here. We're just laying down our sentiment. And look at this card. I love the frame and how it just adds to the card. Look at that. And it fits perfectly. Opens up. You still have plenty of room to write. So we have our Southwest card, and we also have this beautiful flower card. Now, here's the card that I showed you earlier. It uses that rectangle again, but we also created one with just a circle, just so you could see. You don't have to use a rectangle or a square. You can also use a circle to create this beautiful card. So take a moment, leave a comment. We would love to hear which of these 4 cards is your favorite. I'm partial to this one that has a frame because I think it makes it pop. Hey crafters, I decided to add just a little bit to one of our cards. What do you think? I added that border at the top and bottom. I think it just makes it even more wow. Let me know in your comments below. Well, thank you so much for spending your time with us. We hope you enjoyed these swing cards. So easy to make, and truly they can be as decorated as you want. You can just keep adding and adding with all your supplies. Well, go out, make it a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.